What's going on, man? So I wanted to make this video just kind of seeing what processes am I doing today that have been working, which ones do I need to dial back on because they're not working. And so as I was having this train of thought, I asked myself, well, yo, man, if I had the ability to go back a year ago at the start of 2023 to restart this whole construction company with my father and my sister, what is the thing that you would change, right? That this is the question that I was asking myself. An initial thought that I had was, okay, if I could go back 1 year, what would I do differently then to kind of help me get to where I'm at a little sooner or get to the discoveries that I'm implementing now sooner? As I was going through what my processes were and I was seeing my findings, I found that there were some really big aha moments. The whole last year, the kind of marketing that I was doing was more of like driving for dollars kind of marketing, right? That was a term that I use in wholesaling, which was like you would drive around and take down the addresses of old beat up houses, skip trace, find their numbers, and then call them, right? So I took that idea and I started just going to all the active job sites in the areas that I wanted to be in and the areas that I wanted us to work in. And I was just taking pictures of their bulletin boards, and I was coming back to the house, calling them in the evenings or calling them right there in front of the job site if I could. That obviously works, right? That's how we got our first 5 clients, which to today they're still our clients. But I understand that maybe some people who are going to be starting don't have a vehicle to be able to drive around to each of these areas. I actually spoke to a couple and that was their situation. They're like, yeah, but we don't have the money to be pumping gas every 2 days to go find these. And so I get that, right? But now the way that I do the marketing today, I don't have to drive up to the job site. As long as I have an internet connection, I can find my client. The pros to driving and going to these active job sites is that a lot of times I would see the supervisors there. Like I would see the superintendents there. I would get off and just introduce myself, build that person to person rapport. A lot of them would tell me in person, like, it's nice to see a young guy that's in construction that's looking to grow a business. That put me off to a good start. I would follow up because I would tell them, okay, you have any opportunities? If they did, they'll email them to me right then and there. And then I would follow up on those emails within 24 to 48 hours, like I told them I would. And so now they're having two things that reassuring them that they already kind of like me, right? They met me in person. They are like, okay, you're a young guy. Cool. We like that. And then I followed up within the time frame. I gave them their estimates within the time frame I said I would. And then what I've noticed was that on those, it's just a conversation of, hey, we haven't worked with you just yet. Let us give you a smaller job just to see, what you're doing, and then we'll go from there. And so today, I'm happy to say that a lot of those clients are giving us all the work that they have coming down the pipe. So that's a good thing of being going out to these job sites, running the chance of running into a superintendent. But obviously the downside is a lot of expenses as far as gas goes and your time. Now I was at a point where like, okay, we have consistent workflow coming in. The processes are building out, but I need to automate more because next year I won't be able to be driving around every day because there's going to be materials that are going to get ordered. There's going to be people that want to see me on site. There's going to be jobs that are closing out, which is exactly what's going on right now. So what I started doing towards the end of last year, November, December, was I started leaning more towards emailing. During the emailing, I found that I was getting a lot more output for the input that I was putting. So I was able to break down my calendar into doing 2 hours in the morning of every day towards the emailing. And then I had the rest of the day to do everything else that the company required me to do. I started just slowly amplifying that. So at first I was just sending, hey, 3 to 5 emails, then 10. Now I'm sending about 25 a day. The results have been really good. Now, since I've been in here and I'm doing this, I've also found 3 key aha moments that I would like to share with you in this video. There's going to be 5 things that I'm going to really touch on this video. The first one is that you got to know your client, right? Without knowing your client, it's just going to be hard. 2 is how I found the emails, and hopefully you can find some too. 3, 4, and 5 are 3 aha moments that once I tweaked that, my email response got better. And then I tweaked the second one and it got better. And I just tweaked the third and I can already see a lot of really dope results. The only reason that I feel so confident in giving you guys this kind of information is because this is what I'm actually doing. Like this is what I just got done doing. And so I wanted to share with you because it was just, it was a really good find. Like I said, you got to know your client. For me, I knew since the very beginning that I wanted to go to the custom home, high-end luxury homes and find those builders. So my Google search is based around who my ideal client is for me. For me, it's a custom home builder, right? So my simple Google search is going to be Tampa or city that you're in, custom home builder, just like that. Dope. So as you can see on the screen, here's my Google search tab for custom home builders. And then I'll just list out and see all the whole list of the builders in the area. I would almost always want to see at least some kind of reviews. Click on the website. And so as soon as I get into the website, the first thing that I like to do was verify that they were custom home builders, because there were some that said they focus more on interior custom home renovations. And so those aren't obviously my clients. I wouldn't waste time. So one of the first areas that I would always go to is obviously the contact field. Click on that, and then it would go down. Now, for example, on this one, as you can see, they don't have an email address. So in the beginning, one of the things that I would do is simply, if it didn't have an email, that's it. I would close this company out and just say, hey, they don't have an email. Why? Because I was shortcutting myself. Honestly, that's just the honest truth. Because with this phone number here, I could have cold called them, but I wasn't cold calling them anymore, because I wanted to really just focus in on to how my emails would. I should definitely cold call them. So when I realized, okay, this one doesn't have an email, I would go down, and at first, like I said, I was closing all of those out. So the way I looked at it was I was throwing all those leads away. My first aha moment, well, there was two like aha moments in one, right? First, it was like, okay, this isn't a discarded lead, because if you go down, you can find their Facebook link here, and their Facebook page always has an email. At least that's what I found. Always has an email. But in addition to finding that, like, okay, wow, those were all leads that I should have just went to the Facebook pages and got the email, I also realized that the Facebook page and the website pages have different emails, which is a really good thing. So for example, once I follow this Facebook link, this is this company's information. As you can see, there's an email right here. Okay, so I would copy that and go on about my email. Once I started realizing that this email in the Facebook page was different from the website ones that did have one, it was huge. This was the first aha moment, because the website email, for example, this one would have been info@Oasis Custom Homes. Okay, that would have been the email. That's typically the type of email that's on their websites. And then the one on the Facebook pages wouldn't be info before the at, it would actually be a person's name. You know, it would be like Tom@Oasis Custom Homes, or Rebecca@Oasis Custom Homes. And so what I noticed was that when I was emailing those emails, I was getting a lot better of response, which was obvious, but I hadn't yet made that connection because I wasn't following this initial Facebook link page. So that was aha moment number one, the difference in emails. As I started emailing more, I came across aha moment number two. So aha moment number two was that the copy inside of the email dictated a lot of the response that it was generating. Initially, I was putting any and everything that I could fit in that email. I was putting who we were, an introduction, our company values, addresses of work that we have done, including pictures. I had videos. I had a lead submission form, like if they wanted to drop a little box where they wanted to drop any opportunities. And I was just like, dude, that has to be just way too long. And I know that everything that I was including was really good. And like the one or two that did respond, no, actually they didn't respond. They just opened the email, and I could see it from the CRM that they opened it. But yeah, it wasn't generating a response. I just felt like it was way too long. So I tweaked it. And then so I went from too long and trying to give them all in one go to focusing on obtaining a better email. That was the switch. So back to the example, right? On the Oasis Custom Home Builder, the typical website will have an email that says info@Oasis Custom Home Building. And then that info, anybody could be checking, or somebody may not even be checking that email at all. So my thought was, make my copy intriguing, so if someone is seeing those emails, they'll respond, but then the response gets generated not by the info email, but by a direct email, which becomes the email that is typically on like the Facebook pages. So it's the one that has the name in front of it, right? So I was thinking, okay, if I can generate curiosity and make my emails more intriguing, I would generate a response from a better email. So that's what I started doing. And, you know, I went short on the copy. Like I'll show you here on screen. So for example, here on the screen, you could see this is the exact template that I'm using right now. Company name, I hope this email finds you well. My name is Raymundo Marquez. I am the sales manager here at Don Hughes Construction, a hardy siding and stucco provider. I've noticed your signs in the same areas we are currently servicing, because it's true, they're all within the same areas that I want to be in, and are interested in possibly becoming a trusted vendor for your siding and stucco needs. We pride ourselves in communication, quality, and meeting our GC's completion dates in a timely manner. If your team is evaluating new vendors, we'd appreciate the opportunity to submit proposals for any upcoming work or schedule a meeting. Please feel free to reach out to me at any time at our email, or our phone number with any questions or concerns you may have. We look forward to the opportunity to work together. P.S. If you would like to see pictures of previous work and or completed jobs, please let me know and I will gladly provide. So this took 10 months worth of research and being in the space to figure out what the general contractor wanted to see. First of all, telling them that I'm seeing their signs in the area already gives them the idea that we're already performing work, which we are. And in some way, I feel like it validates that, oh, they're a real company. Like they're working in the area. You know, giving them really quick, nice, and short our values, communication, quality, and we get shit done on time for you. So I'm already letting them know I'm an active communicator. We like to do quality and we're going to be in and out. We're not going to impact your schedule. Then I tell them, you know, if you guys are by any chance evaluating new vendors, then we would like the opportunity. And then the PS is what I feel has made the biggest difference. So I felt like in the PS, that last statement, that's where I was going to be able to cause the most curiosity, perhaps. So me wording it in the way that like we have pictures, you know, if you need any recommendations, we have those, just ask me for them. Most of them that reply to my email don't even ask for the pictures. They just say, hey, awesome, like here's this opportunity, bid that for us. I was like, oh shoot, okay, so this is working. Keeping it short, keeping it concise, and just with that little intriguing at the end is really working. So if you want to go ahead and copy like exactly what I have here, I think it would work good, but always tweak it. I'm gonna run till the end of January to run this one, and then I'm gonna make new vendor template number 2 and tweak this around and then see which ones are going to start performing better. So that was the email copy, right? That was my finding inside of the email copy, which was aha moment number 2. So aha moment number 3 has been the biggest one for me, and it's because it kind of embodies everything that I just went through into one. So this is exactly what we're implementing today here at Danya's Construction. Like this is what I'm doing from 6 to 8 in the morning, Monday through Friday. So go through the same process. Find your customer's website. If I see a phone number here, I'm already adding it to my CRM, setting a task to remind me that I got to call it. Then I'm finding their email. If I can find their email here, I obviously cross-reference it with the Facebook one and make sure that I have, if they're both the same, cool. If I have a Facebook one that's different, that has a name in front of it, that's the one that's taking priority. So I'll email them. And then number 3 is every time that I see a company that has one of these that you're seeing on screen, a lead forms, which are these right here, these are intended to capture their target audience, which their target audience are going to be the individual, the couple that wants to build on their lot, right? But what I do is fill this out, and here I copy and paste that short email that I have, which always fits. So what I do is I come over here and I just copy and then I paste, and boom, it's the same email that's going to get submitted through their lead form. So what happened? Why did I start to do this? Why did I think, okay, this could be a good idea? Here's my train of thought. These lead forms, if I'm looking at it from a marketing or sales perspective or acquisitions manager perspective, which is what I like to do here. A lead comes in, there's some kind of alert that they're having. There's some kind of way that these companies have to be tracking them because they depend on these leads, which are going to be the first step into qualifying their ideal home builder. If I'm sending this through and I'm saying in the message, hey, I know I'm not looking to build, I'm a vendor and I'm looking to see if you guys may need our service. The person that's going to receive this isn't going to be the ideal person that we want to talk to. But what it is going to do, which I've seen them respond, is say, hey, thank you for reaching out. I can't answer this for you, but here's the person that can. And so now their lead capturing form is actually generating you the right contact to start cultivating that relationship and start creating follow-ups around that person that could eventually give you an opportunity. That took a little while to find, but man, that's important. That's a huge key takeaway that I'm implementing that I know is just going to see crazy results because it's guaranteed to get seen. Sometimes these info ads, somebody could be checking email, somebody could not. Now, granted, somebody could not be doing their job because, you know, you got to understand that these are a lot of small businesses too. You know, it could be an owner that's doing all of the things inside of that custom building company. But I think if you're going to be calling every number, emailing the best email that you find between their Facebook page and their website, and then submitting an online form on their lead capturing form, I think you're going to have a really good shot at least having your message seen. And if you don't get a response, that's not the end of the world. The way that I see it, I actually don't mind not getting a response as long as I see that they're opening my emails. So right here, right on top of this screen, actually, you can see that I've sent 65 of these new vendor templates. I don't really worry about the clicked one because I don't have any links on there I'm asking them to click. Eventually I will. That's one of the things I'm going to test. And the replied one, I'm also not really worried about because a lot of these are these info ones. And then what happens is the people that read and they get intrigued actually reply to me from their personal email. So the ones with the name in front of the ad. And that's what I've been noticing. This I'm really really excited about being able to track those. So today I just sent out like 30 of this same one. So yeah, 52%. Typically that's sitting around anywhere between 60 to 70 that I've noticed from the past 2 weeks. So just to recap, this is exactly what I'm doing today. Like this is exactly what I've been doing from January 1st up until today, and it's generated us over $150,000 of possible work. So the next step would be just setting proper follow-ups around that. And maybe I'll make a follow-up video on how to do that. But for now, if you find yourself at the beginning of wanting to start a construction business, or if you're actively running one but want to get better clients and more clients, then I hope you can find some value of this, and go ahead and drop a like or leave a comment, and I will respond to it.